ओके हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। कैट 2024 हो चुका है, अच्छा हुआ बुरा हुआ जैसा भी। नेक्स्ट अप ऑल ऑफ अस शुड बी प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर स्नैप, व्हिच इज व्हाई आई हैव अ स्नैप टॉपर विद अस। ऋषि अग्रवाल इज अ स्नैप 99.6 percentile, if I'm not wrong। 99.6 था ना?
Yeah,
Yeah, and he's a second year SIBM student, so he's going to help all of us with tips and tricks, और जो भी doubts मुझे aspirants के आ रहे हैं वो मैं सारे पूछ लूंगी। So ऋषि, welcome to the channel. How are you doing? क्या चल रहा है आजकल?
yeah. So it's the second year, as you mentioned. Final placements are going on. It's November, high
Yeah.
time, right? And with Snap being in the corner, I'm really hoping that the number turns out really well this year,
Yeah.
and we get some good super juniors, I would say.
ठीक है, तो आप थोड़ा अपनी प्रोफाइल के बारे में बताओ। आपकी प्रोफाइल क्या है और आपने कब डिसाइड करा एमबीए करनी है?
Yeah. So I am from Ahmedabad. I have done my graduation in BCom. So during my BCom, I was involved in various internships like, I did accountancy, I did a retail connect tour, right? Then after my graduation, I worked as a factory supervisor assistant at
हम्म।
Naked Jeans Private Limited. It's a denim jeans manufacturing firm.
राइट।
And I was later shifted to the position of B2B e-commerce transformation,
हम्म।
where I headed the offline to online transition of Naked Jeans Private Limited. So I decided to do my MBA during my bachelor's itself.
राइट।
I did my first attempt during bachelor's and then,
हम्म।
got a job in the meantime
हम्म।
and then again cracked Snap in the second attempt.
ठीक है, आपने कैट भी दिया था दोनों अटेम्प्ट्स पे?
Yeah, I gave CAT, SNAP. Actually, I was well informed because of my mentors. I gave all the exams, all the main important exams, which
राइट।
were CAT, SNAP, and MAT, and ZAT.
ओके, सो ऋषि, व्हाट डिड यू फील वर द मेजर डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन कैट एंड स्नैप? बिकॉज आई फील बहुत सारे लोग
Oh,
लगता है दैट इट्स प्रीटी सिमिलर, या स्नैप बस कैट का छोटा वर्जन है। राइट, सो टेल अस अबाउट दैट।
so CAT and SNAP can't be more different, actually, I would say. This is
या।
a very common misconception. CAT focuses on if you can solve XYZ question or not. Snap
एग्जैक्ट।
focuses on if you can solve XYZ question in the given time or not.
राइट।
So once CAT, you either know the question, you either know the solution, or you don't know the solution. Talking about quant
हम्म।
and maybe about LRDI as well. But in
राइट।
Snap, you would be able to solve every question if you have prepared for CAT, right? But the
हम्म।
thing is, you have to do it in a time that is very less.
एग्जैक्टली।
Because as you know, CAT has a lot of sections. So there is, there is algebra, arithmetic, the common sections. But excluding that, also have geometry, trigonometry, right? But
राइट।
SNAP is pretty simple. It has arithmetic. The most weightage is arithmetic, percentage,
हम्म।
percentiles, ratios, right?
राइट।
Mixtures, and algebra to some extent. So
राइट।
it's a very different exam.
Even with English, because of course Snapki English is comparatively easier, but it's not the same as Cat's English, right? You have to learn idioms and you have to know figures of speech, तो वो time उसको देना पड़ेगा extra.
Yeah,
So
so the preparation for English will be definitely different.
even
And
LR,
actually, sorry,
I'm saying LR as well, right? It's a little different,
yeah,
है ना? Clocks and
there
calendar.
are shorter question types, so it makes a lot of difference there.
ठीक है. So in your second attempt, you started focusing on Snap right after Cat, or were you focusing on Snap from the beginning itself?
Okay, so I think that you don't need to choose between exams. You can focus on, let's say, your learning first. Let's say you're focusing on quant, you're focusing on LRDI, right?
Hmm.
You're basically focusing on CAT itself.
Right.
Because once you are able to, score good in CAT, all
Hmm.
the other exams more or less take care of themselves. For
Right.
example, if you want to do, idioms and phrases and all that, you can do
Hmm.
it after CAT for Snap, right? If you want
Right.
to do decision making for that, you can do it after Snap when you have
Hmm.
a 1 month period or so.
Right.
So I think first focus should have been CAT up till now, but
Hmm.
after CAT you switch gears, you get in the groove, right? But
Right.
again, do not forget to prepare about Snap as well in the duration. I mean,
Hmm.
you should give mocks for Snap because me personally, I feel that I wasn't really meant for CAT. I don't think even if I gave one more attempt, I could have cracked the CAT exam per se.
Right.
But Snap, I knew it was in my area of interest. So Snap requires logic, right? You
Right.
just need to know the logics as many tricks as you know, as many tricks you have up your sleeve. Snap
Hmm.
gap keeps getting easier.
हम्म. सो ऋषि, had you majorly self prepared या कोचिंग ली थी आपने? कैसे प्रिपेयर करा था?
Yeah, so in the first year, I took an online coaching, which was mostly self-preparation, according to me. You can
हम्म.
take any, online lectures and, you can play it back whenever you want.
राइट.
But in my second attempt, I took proper offline coaching
हम्म.
from IMS. I would like to point out the coaching institute as well, IMS
राइट.
Ahmedabad. It really helped me to, structure my approach of preparing, and it was really helpful.
एंड हाउ मेनी मॉक्स डिड यू गिव एंड फ्रॉम विच सोर्स? आईएमएस के ही दिए थे?
Yeah, IMS has the one of the best test series across NMIMS, sorry, NMAT, SNAP, CAT, ZAT. It is doing good. I would say many people are maybe buying it externally as well.
हम्म. ओके. सो ऋषि, एक होता है कि स्नैप में आपने जैसे लास्ट ईयर 45 पे, मेरे ख्याल से 45 मार्क्स पे आई थिंक 99 परसेंटाइल बनी थी, है ना? सो इफ यू वांट टू गेट शॉर्ट लिस्टेड फॉर एसआईबीएम यू हैव टू टच दैट, आई थिंक 98.5 प्लस पे कॉल आता है मेरे ख्याल से. सो यू हैव क्रैक्ड इट, यू हैव गॉट 99.6 परसेंटाइल. सो इफ यू,
98.
या 98 प्लस पे आ जाता है. तो बिल्कुल वो टॉप 2 परसेंटाइल में आने के लिए क्या चीजें हैं जो एक 90 स्नैप 90 परसेंटाइल को एक 98 परसेंटाइल से डिफरेंशिएट करेगा आपके हिसाब से?
Yeah. So I gave SNAP 2022.
हम्म.
So in that exam, percentile cutoff was too low. So basically, you
हाँ.
score less and you get more percentile. The
या.
question paper was very difficult. I don't know about 2023. So I don't know the question paper our juniors got basically.
हम्म.
And our super juniors, we all don't know. I mean, it's yet to unfold.
या.
So I think the trick to scoring good percentile in Snap, I would actually go section wise. So
हम्म.
first thing you should know is English is a cash cow, right?
राइट.
You spend 10, 15, 20 seconds a question. You either know the
हम्म.
answer, you don't know the answer. You
या.
mark it, you go ahead.
हम्म.
You can't spend more than that in those questions, right?
राइट.
So they are cash cow. You have to score at least, I won't term it in marks because we don't know how difficult the question paper is going to be. But
हम्म.
in normal question paper, you score more than 12, 13. 12, 13 is a good score, I would say.
राइट.
Then, how many questions are then in LRDI section? I just forgot.
बीए हैज 15, क्यूए हैज आई थिंक 20, एंड रिमेनिंग एलआरडीआई हो गया ना?
Yeah.
हम्म. आई एम नॉट श्योर माई
Okay.
सेल्फ, जितने भी होते हैं.
Okay. So LRDI again is a mid speed section. I mean, you spend as little time as possible, and you just you try to do as much as so. Snap common. So after verbal, the
राइट.
common practice you will follow is you will try to solve the questions that you know and that you
हम्म.
can solve very fast first, right?
राइट.
If you think you will take time, just skip it because you don't know what the paper is looking like ahead, right?
राइट.
So, for preparation point of view, I think the preparation would be done by now for all the super juniors that I have. But even from preparation point of view, you have to have a lot of weapons under your sleeve, a lot of shortcuts, a lot of approaches to a single problem.
राइट.
So it means as much questions as you solve, as many, let's say, mock papers you give from
हम्म.
now till Snap will
या.
actually help you a lot.
हम्म.
Right, arithmetic is something that you build naturally, slowly and gradually, but it becomes natural to you after a point. Right.
राइट.
Even if I write a snap today, I don't feel that I would have forgotten most of it. Of course, I wouldn't score 99 percentile, but I think I would easily do 95.
दैट
Right.
इज.
Even without preparing for, let's say, 2 years. Yeah.
हम्म.
So, you give you give more papers, see what's working for you, see what's not, switch gears, let cat go,
Right.
don't get stuck on a question because it's just one mark question,
That is very
right? That's
important,
how I would go.
not getting stuck on a question.
Yeah,
So,
it's especially important in Snap
yeah.
because in cat you might get stuck and might be able to save yourself, but in
Hmm.
Snap you can't save yourself.
दैट्स ट्रू. सो ऋषि, आपने अपने अटेम्प्ट में जैसे स्नैप बेस्ट ऑफ 3 लेता है, तो आपने 3 अटेम्प्ट्स दिए थे, कितने दिए थे और आपकी क्या रिकमेंडेशन रहेगी लोगों के लिए?
Yeah, so before that, are the forms closed yet or are they still
नो नो,
open
द
for?
फॉर्म्स हैव बीन क्लोज, बट इफ समवन वांट्स टू सी दिस फॉर नेक्स्ट ईयर और उनको पहले से देखना हो, सो
Okay,
रिकमेंडेशन, या.
okay. So here I would like to say one thing that my mentor said. It's something, I always say to all the aspirants.
राइट.
See, probability, right? You know that a question paper being easy in Snap is one of three, right? Any
हम्म.
one of those paper could be easiest. And as you know, there is no
नॉर्मल.
normalization unlike CAT,
हम्म.
right? Of course, they make sure that all the papers are evenly matched, but
राइट.
one question paper being easy for you specifically as a person,
राइट.
right? The probability is one of three.
हम्म.
So, I mean, you just increase your odds. You just give all the papers. I
हम्म.
don't know. It might be possible that the paper you left would have been the easiest for you. You could have gotten most marks out of it, right? So
100%.
why do you want to leave the chance? It's just 2K, right? You are already spending what I think if you're giving all the four exams, the minimum
या.
amount you're looking at is easy 18K, 20K, right?
हम्म.
So don't be stingy with one attempt because it's a
या.
college you're talking about altogether.
सो आई थिंक ऋषि हैज मेड वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट हियर कि 3 पेपर्स अगर सारे इजी भी हैं, तो आपके लिए कौन सा पेपर इजी होगा? क्योंकि अगर प्रोबेबिलिटी में 10 क्वेश्चन है, आपको 9 आते हैं मे बी, पर आपके सेट एक पेपर में वो आ गया जो एक आपको नहीं आता था, राइट? लाइक जस्ट एज एन एग्जाम्पल, तो वो आपसे मिस हो गया और बाकी में ऐसे क्वेश्चन है जो आप कर सकते थे. सो यू हैव टू मैक्सिमाइज योर चांसेस. सो आई थिंक दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एनी वन वॉचिंग दिस. अच्छा, ये तो एग्जाम की बात होगी ना. आई थिंक SIBM हैज अर्ली इंटरव्यूज, फेब्रुवरी में हो जाते हैं, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग.
Mm, yeah, I think you're right. I gave SIBM first and then NMIMS. I didn't get much from CAT. One or
Hmm.
two interviews, let's say IMT Ghaziabad and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are right. I gave Snap first, Symbiosis interview first, and then SEMHRD. It was soon after.
So if you could tell us a little bit about your interview experience, because 5th Jan तक ZAT हो जाएगा, early SIBM और इन सब के interviews होने लगेंगे. So if the aspirants can start maybe taking half an hour, 1 hour daily to prepare, थोड़ा आप अपने interview experience के बारे में बताओ.
Interview experience. Okay. So in Symbiosis, SIBM Pune particularly,
Hmm.
I would say that your Snap percentile matters much less than your interview.
Okay.
Right. I mean, again, from my mentor, he's very revered to me. So,
Hmm.
my mentor always used to say, I have seen people who are scoring 99.5 plus and getting rejected from SIBM Pune. And
Right.
I have seen people in, let's say, 98 percentile and getting accepted in SIBM Pune.
Hmm.
So, it's a very, very truthful statement, actually. Interview actually means a lot for us. We
Yeah.
actually look at the personality of the candidates, right?
Hmm.
So, if I'm being honest, when I got 99.65 percentile in Snap, I was happy that yeah, I did it,
Hmm.
but I wasn't really sure that I would get into SIPM.
Hmm.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And it was for a good cause. I got 73 merit list number. I
Okay.
just converted SIBM Pune 6 days before joining.
Right.
I had NMIMS converted with me. I already paid the fees for NMIMS. I got it refund,
Hmm.
100%. But I was that unsure about whether I would convert at 73 waiting list.
Right.
Right. So understand one thing from my experience, percentile matter much less than your prep and don't go lose on it, right? They
Hmm.
can ask you, you basically make a CV and prepare the hell out of it, right? You
Yeah.
prepare the GK, you prepare your subjects that you did. If you
Hmm.
have WOCX, then
Hmm.
WOCX would be a very major topic of discussion in your GD.
Right.
Uh, PI, sorry, right?
Hmm.
So, These things I would say you should consider. GD, if you can prep amongst your friends, if you're going
हम्म.
into coaching among your coaching friends, right? You
Yeah.
need to prepare a lot.
आपने करे क्या मॉक जीडीज मॉक पीआईज वगैरह?
Yeah, I did them, but I feel that I could have done better again. I was very shy for learning general knowledge, right?
Right.
I wasn't very into, I didn't understand how much efforts it would actually need
Hmm.
and how much, so basically I'm saying no, I didn't even prepare a proper CV for me to, for that
Right.
because we don't need a CV for MBA
Hmm.
entrance, let's say interviews and all.
Right.
But if you prepare a CV, you give structure to your thoughts, you know what you have done, you can actually be confident about what you have done, right? And
Hmm.
it's gonna eventually end up helping you. The CV you make is eventually gonna help you in your
Yeah.
MBA journey as well, because as soon as you come here, just
Hmm.
after 15, 20 days, as soon as you have settled down and taken a breath,
Yeah.
you'll be shoved into preparing for summers.
Some internships.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
prepare a CV, prepare your HR questions that they ask, like what are the
Right.
strengths, weaknesses, what have you done, and
Hmm.
stuff like that. I use ChatGPT if you want.
तो आई थिंक अ बिग टेक अवे फ्रॉम योर स्टोरीज कि एसआईबीएम के इंटरव्यूज को बिल्कुल भी हल्के में मत लो. एंड आई थिंक दिस आई थॉट समवेयर एल्स इज वेल कि एसआईबीएम के इंटरव्यूज में मतलब बहुत कंपेरेटिव होते हैं और अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करके जाना चाहिए. सो आई थिंक दैट इज अ बिग टेक अवे. और आपने क्या बताया, जीके रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस, अगर वर्क एक्स है तो वर्क एक्स रिलेटेड, अगर फ्रेशर हो तो आपके सब्जेक्ट रिलेटेड, राइट? एनीथिंग एल्स, ये मेजर एरियाज रहते हैं.
Yeah, you might have done some internships or something that would be a discussion point.
राइट.
And again, interviews are always a wild card. They can go anywhere the interviewer wants.
Right, right. ठीक है. So Rishi, tell us a little bit about SIBM's student-driven culture is very famous. As soon as you Google about SIBM, that is what comes up. So explain this student-driven culture to us.
So it's not student driven, it's actually student driven. Let's
Okay.
just start at that. So I'll give you an example of our placement team.
Hmm.
The whole process of placements from approaching the company, making the company come to the campus, arranging their logistics, their stay, right,
Right.
talking to the company, shortlisting, जो भी process है, each
Hmm.
and every step is done by a student we have. Not a
Hmm.
single faculty member, not a single, admin is involved. Admin
Right.
is just supporting our placement team. They are not advising our placement team. Placement team says we need this budget, it's done.
Hmm.
Placement team says we need this type of arrangement, it's done.
Yeah.
So that's just example of one council. Now understand there are so many things that are going on in college. So
Yeah.
I would say that the whole purpose of professors, the admin,
Yeah.
and even the director himself is
Hmm.
to just facilitate the students and nothing else.
Right.
And we all take much pride in that. Even the director takes much pride in that because he actually just need to oversee if everything is going right.
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever witnessed any kind of interference from faculty members or a director or anything. Everything
Hmm.
is run by students. Faculty just comes to the class, gives the lecture, and goes away. That's it. That's the
Right.
only interaction we have with faculties. Interaction in the sense that's the only major area of faculty interaction we have.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it.
तो ऋषि, अभी जो लोग ये देख रहे होंगे, स्नैप के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे होंगे, राइट? सो टेल अस समथिंग स्पेसिफिक टू एसआईबीएम, दो चार पॉइंटर्स जो मतलब इट विल एक्ट एज अ मोटिवेटर. एक तो हो गया स्टूडेंट ड्रिवन कल्चर, दूसरा है सी ऑल ऑफ दीज ब्यूटीफुल स्टोरीज ऑफ द कैंपस ऑन योर इंस्टाग्राम. सो इससे रिलेटेड कुछ भी, जस्ट टू अपलिफ्ट द एस्पिरेंट्स का स्पिरिट.
Yeah, so the most important factor of a B school, that to a top tier B school, is placements, right?
राइट.
And we have shown, I mean, when it was, the last year was such a bad year for even the big IIMs, big six IIMs,
हम्म.
right? We actually increased our average and median packages,
या. आई
right?
केम अक्रॉस दिस ऑन लिंक्डइन एंड इट्स एक्चुअली अमेजिंग बिकॉज सबका ड्रॉप हो रहा है एंड एसआईबीएम का एक्चुअली इंक्रीज हो रहा है. इट्स क्रेजी.
It shows how dedicated our placement team and our other committees are as well.
या.
And so placements here are really something to be amazed about.
Hmm.
Secondly, the campus is beautiful. I mean, you would not feel 2 years here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just that amazing. I still haven't gotten bored to the all the beautiful sceneries we have. Pune itself is a very good city, I would say.
Yeah.
Then, what is actually? I'll take a minute here to think about what points I would add here.
Yeah, sure.
Uh, yeah, so one thing you should know is, we have a very good faculty and curriculum pattern that we follow.
Hmm.
Right. I mean, faculties are really amazing. Curriculum is good. Placements are good. The kind of work the council does for
Yeah.
us. I mean, there are so many events every day. There is like a big event every week, and small events just keep on happening. We don't even understand what kind of events are happening most of the times because
Yeah.
we are busy in our things as well. Right.
Hmm.
So it's a very happening city. It's a very happening campus, and the kind of networking we provide and the kind of alum base we have, it's just out of this world. I mean, if you
Yeah.
know, the second best college for HR is considered to be SIBM Pune itself, right?
Ah,
After XLRI.
yeah, right. It
So if you will find our HRs at the best of the companies, at the best of the locations, barring our marketing team, of course, it's just marketing is the driving force of our college again. Most of the people here come for marketing, aspire for marketing, and there are great roles. Our marketing people get placed at such amazing positions that
yeah.
you just follow Instagram, you just type SIBM Pune and type
Yeah.
go in people, and you'll see where our alums are.
Yeah. And Rishi, tell me,
So I
when you did
think,
summer internship, I just saw on your LinkedIn.
yeah, I did my summers at ICICI Bank. So I got a project called, integration of payment and collection needs for MIDC. MIDC is a client of ICICI now.
Hmm.
So we just had to make sure that, it's able to collect money from all the payment method that it wants.
Right.
Something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
ठीक है ओके ऑल्दो आई वांटेड टू एंड दिस वो उस पे उस वाले नोट पे व्हेन यू सेड वी आल्सो डोंट नो कैंपस में क्या क्या हो रहा था आई एम फीलिंग मोटिवेटेड बिकॉज आई एम गोना बी राइटिंग स्नैप माई सेल्फ बट जस्ट एक क्वेश्चन था जो कि टर्म वन एमबीए लाइफ इज वेरी हेक्टिक ये चीज बहुत फेमस है राइट अक्रॉस एवरीवन तो एक बार आप अपना टर्म वन का एक्सपीरियंस और कोई अगर एसआईबीएम पुणे या कोई भी बी स्कूल ज्वाइन करता है उसके पहले क्या क्या कर सकता है वो थोड़ा इजी करने के लिए टर्म वन अपने लिए
Hmm. Okay. So, term one is gonna be hectic for sure. See, it's a new city. Understand the quantum of it. I mean, if you haven't have a work ex, you're
हम्म
moving away from home for the first time,
हम्म
and this whole scenario where you are among top of the top people, and there are a lot of things that come into picture, right? There is culture shock.
राइट
There is the fear of new place or new environment, right? There
हम्म
is a lot of hectic scheduling of lectures. On
हम्म
top of it, you need to prepare for your summers, and you believe me, even if you are experienced, people are very unpolished here. When they
Yeah.
come, I was way unpolished, right? But
Hmm.
then you just make yourself good enough for a corporate to take you, right?
Right.
That development takes a lot, and SIBM seniors and all the committees really
Hmm.
come together in that time to make sure that you have all the resources that you want. I
Right.
mean, all you need is just a lot of energy. That's
Hmm.
it. Just be energetic, just participate, just do what they are saying, right?
Right.
If they're saying make your CV like this, just make sure your CV is made like that, right?
Hmm.
Invest your time, invest your energy. You would need a lot of it.
Right.
Yeah. Also, your second part of the question, if you want to do something before,
Hmm.
so I would say start preparing your CV first. I would again reiterate that because uh, you know it's like you come here and then you realize that you don't know what you have done in life, right?
Yeah.
You just spend 1 month going here and there, understanding what to add in your CV, what not to add in your CV, right? So I would say preparing your CV would actually help you even a little bit.
Right.
preparing your interview well would help you, because as soon as you come here, the first important task of yours would
Hmm.
be to prepare for mock GDPI processes, right?
Hmm.
So, I mean, if you do it a little before, then you would have some sort of idea and you can correct it after you come here.
Right.
Also, you must know basic computing. I can't reiterate that enough. You
Hmm.
should know Excel basics.
Right.
Intermediate, I would say. Basics are too low now. You should know Microsoft Word, and you have to be comfortable with laptop. I mean, it shouldn't feel an alien technology to you,
Right.
right? Because you would be very left behind. We don't have any books. I mean,
Hmm.
there is no pen paper now. It's
Right.
all laptop. And
Right.
this is something that we carry every day and in every part of our life now,
Hmm.
right? So treat it like something that's, it's alien to you.
Right.
These are you would it would help you.
ठीक है सो ऋषि आज हाईलाइटेड टू थ्री थिंग्स हियर कि एक तो अपना सीवी बना के आओ सीवी पे थोड़ा काम करके आओ एंड बी टेक savvy राइट एक्सेल वगैरह चलाना आना चाहिए ओके सो लास्ट क्वेश्चन so the Rishi Agarwal that came to SIBM 2 years ago 1.5 years ago how is he different from the Rishi Agarwal that is going to be leaving SIBM Pune.
Okay, so coming from a business background and ending in a corporate, it's it's a transition that has no amount of words that would describe its depth,
Right.
because I was actually raised in a certain way. I was actually taught how to deal with businessmen, right?
Right.
Corporates are very different. The kind of communication, the kind of tone you use,
Hmm.
the kind of breath you use in conversations, right?
Hmm.
It all varies a lot. And again, leaving home for the first time, going to a new city, meeting so many new people,
Hmm.
for the first time, I'm amongst people whom most of whom are actually as efficient as me or even better than me, right?
Right.
So it's a very big change. If you if you have cracked Snap, you are generally on top of your class, on top of your academics all the time, right?
Hmm.
But here you're not on the top anymore. I mean, you
Right.
learn a lot from your peers. The most learning that I did was because of my peers and my seniors.
Hmm.
Uh, right. You grow as a person in emotional, uh, intellectual, right? Mental stability as well. You grow in all the aspects. If you
Right.
have been through an MBA journey in a top B school, it
Hmm.
exposes you to so many good and bad things, so many pressure situations
Right.
that it is meant to be. It is meant to change you
Hmm.
forever. I mean, and for the good.
And for the good. Amazing.
Yeah.
ठीक. Okay, I think that covers everything. Thank you so much. Rishi की भी अभी placement season चल रही है, guys. He's very busy with all of that, but he took the time to help me and to help other aspirants like myself. So thank you so much for taking out the time.
The pleasure was mine. Thanks a lot.